Welcome to MTTV's In the Kitchen with David Bradley, the Christmas edition. And today we're going to be making three of our favorite recipes for Christmas, with the first one being an orange marmalade glazed ham. This is wonderful. I was actually watching a cooking show on the Food Network, and this kind of inspired me because I've been thinking about things to make for Christmas. And I was watching an episode of Ina Garten. She was making some homemade orange marmalade. And I got to thinking, wow, that would make for an awesome ham glaze. So we're going to put a glaze together here. I've got my food processor out that I'm going to kind of combine everything together just to make it easier. If you don't have a food processor at home, you could easily do this on the stove on a medium-low heat to make everything melt and together and combine together easily. But the first thing we're going to do in our food processor, and we've got a fitted with a steel blade, is we're going to put in a 10-ounce jar of, this isn't homemade unfortunately, but we're going to put in a 10-ounce jar of orange marmalade. And you can find orange marmalade in any store. Just going to put in the whole entire jar. And then to that, we're going to add about a half a cup of Dijon mustard, which is about half of this jar here. All right. And then to that, we're going to add a cup of lightly packed brown sugar. And then we're going to add a quarter cup of orange juice. And then to kind of make this kind of go over the top, I'm going to zest an orange. Now, of course, we have the orange in our orange marmalade, but this right here will just kind of put it over the top with freshness. And when you're zesting, I'm using a rasp here. When you're zesting, you don't want to go down till you see the white because that's bitter. So you just want, basically just want what is exactly on top. There's no really wrong way to do it other than, like I said, just make sure you don't go all the way down to the white. All right, that's good right there. And just kind of tap our rasp, get the rest of it off there. And then just going to break this off, put that into our food processor. And we're going to lock it here. And then basically we're going to pulse this until it's creamy. Look and see what we've got here, and if you can just take a look, kind of show the camera here, that's a good consistency there. You can see that bits of that orange marmalade and the orange zest that's in there, and the smell, that Dijon mustard along with that orange. Well, it smells heavenly in here. It's beginning to smell like Christmas. So here in just a moment, we're going to glaze our ham. All right, now we have our ham, and what I have here is about a 10-pound bone-in ham. It's spiral sliced. I got this, it was on sale, so it's not breaking the bank either. What I do is, just so the glaze can kind of seep down in between the layers of the ham, is I usually just take my hands or my fingers here, and I kind of just spread all that apart. And that way when we go to glaze, some of that ooey gooey orange marmalade glaze just oozes on down in there and just make it delicious. So, going to pour our glaze over our ham. Now this is actually enough glaze to do like a 14 to 16 pound ham, but you know, every little bit of extra glaze is fine with me. I'll use my brush here and get every single bit of that out of there, because all that, those orange bits are in there. And just kind of going to work that all over. And obviously this, and I'm going to kind of open this up, let that, like I said, kind of ooze down in there. And just take your pastry brush here, and if get you some extra glaze that's went down into the pan, and just kind of work that in. This kitchen smells like Christmas already. Every year for the Bradley family Christmas, and we get together on Christmas Eve, we usually have about 30 to 35 of our family. They actually gather in at my house, and every year we always make a ham. For several years we always would go to Lexington to the Honey Baked Ham store and would pick up something, and then finally I was like, I'd rather make my own. Save yourself a ton of money. Like this right here, I've probably got 20 bucks in this ham, and this is going to be amazing. Your guests are going to rave and rave about this. So now we're going to put our ham into a preheated 350-degree oven, and you want to follow the directions on your ham as far as heating it. This is a fully cooked ham. So we're going to heat it at 10 minutes a pound. So in about an hour, that glaze is going to be caramelized, and that ham is just going to be scrumptious. The next thing we're going to be making for our Christmas gathering is going to be a homemade eggnog. So stay tuned.
For over 40 years, Bank of the Mountains has served Morgan and the surrounding counties, working hard to provide our customers with both friendly service and the financial products they need to make their day-to-day life just a little bit easier. As a family-owned bank, we understand that relationships matter, so we appreciate those that have chosen us to be their bank and invite those that haven't to stop by and see us at any of our 3 locations, West Liberty, Index, or Ezell. Local people, local decisions, local commitment. Bank of the Mountains is proud to be a real community bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Give the gift of communication and technology for Christmas. Come in and see us at Mountain Telephone and take advantage of our spectacular Christmas deals going on now through December 31st. Sign up for 25 meg broadband or higher and get a Kindle Fire tablet to put under the tree. Subscribe to MTTV's digital plan and get an Echo Dot. Call Mountain Telephone for full details on all our Christmas specials, including security systems, surveillance, and our new Wi-Fi Extreme. Merry Christmas from our family to yours.
Okay, now we're going to get started on our eggnog. And the first thing we're going to do is we've got a little saucepan. We're going to put in 2 cups of just regular whole milk. And actually you can use, if you use 1% or 2%, that's fine, totally fine. And to this we're going to add about a half teaspoon of cinnamon. And we're going to let that just kind of warm up, and get that cinnamon mixed in. And now we don't want this milk to boil. We just basically just want to heat it. Now, while we're letting that heat up just a little bit, we're going to do our eggs for our eggnog. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to save our egg whites for something else. And if you're making pies or something during Christmas, you can use that for meringue. But we're going to be using 6 egg yolks for our eggnog. So basically, just going to use our egg to kind of guide it. Right. And make sure we get all that yolk out of there. Again, just use your egg to kind of guide it. We want to kind of get rid of all the egg white. Now, when I was young, my dad always kept eggnog in the house. And it was always so good. And my grandmother would actually make some homemade eggnog. And there was always someone in the family that would go right behind her with a little shot of bourbon, kind of doctor it up a little bit. But that's okay. The version we're making today is a non-alcoholic eggnog. But if alcohol's your thing, basically when we get this done, all you have to do is add a couple of tablespoons of bourbon, or if you like rum, you can use rum. And I'm just suggesting a couple of tablespoons. If a half bottle ends up in it, I don't judge. Right. Now we've about got all of our egg whites separated from our egg yolks. All right, there we go. I'm going to get everything cleaned up and get ready to make our anglaise for our eggnog. All right, now we're going to work our egg mixture up, kind of make our anglaise. You can actually make ice cream out of this, but of course today we're going to make eggnog. We've got our 6 egg yolks, and to that I'm going to add a cup and a half of half and half. And if you don't have half and half on hand, you can use just regular heavy whipping cream. That'll be totally fine. And we're going to just kind of whisk the eggs and that half and half together. If you don't have a whisk at home, just use a regular fork. It might take you just a bit longer, but that's fine. And to that, we're going to add probably about a half a cup of regular sugar, and we're going to get that mixed in really good. And if you've ever seen anybody make homemade ice cream, you can definitely see that's very similar to what it looks like. To this, we're going to add about a half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. And we're also going to add about a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Just going to get that whisk in really good. I believe I could drink this right here. All right. So now we're going to come back over to our pot here, and as you can see, you see the little bubbles right around the edge here. That means that our milk is just warm. You don't want it boiling. We're just going to kind of whisk this, make sure that cinnamon is mixed in good. You definitely don't want this boiling because we're going to add our egg mixture to it. And we definitely don't want scrambled eggs. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour very slowly and whisk it in. And try to get it all in the pot. the rest of that in there. Now that is beginning to look just like eggnog. So what we're going to do, we're going to heat this till it reaches 160 degrees with any thermometer. This is a candy thermometer. We're going to just heat it till it gets to 160 degrees, and that way our eggs will be considered safe to consume. Some people traditionally just make eggnog with raw eggs. I kind of have issue with that a little bit, and a lot of people do. So by doing this method and actually heating it to 160 degrees, you're going to completely take the chances out of getting any foodborne illness. So while we wait for this to cook on up, be right back. We're going to clear the decks, and we're going to get ready to make our pineapple cheese ball. All right. We have reached 160 degrees. So now we're going to take our eggnog. We're going to just carefully pour it into a glass bowl. I'm kind of going to whisk as I pour, just in case that nutmeg and cinnamon's kind of settled in the bottom of our pan. You can see that bits of cinnamon and nutmeg in there. That is going to be amazing. Okay, so now we're going to put this in our refrigerator and kind of let it cool down a little bit. Again, our egg mixture had cooked to 160 degrees, so we know it's safe to drink. We're going to let it cool a little bit. It can also be served warm if you want to, but still want to let it cool for just a little bit. Next thing we're going to get started on is our pineapple cheese ball.
Give the gift of communication and technology for Christmas. Come in and see us at Mountain Telephone and take advantage of our spectacular Christmas deals going on now through December 31st. Sign up for 25 meg broadband or higher and get a Kindle Fire tablet to put under the tree. Subscribe to MTTV's digital plan and get an Echo Dot. Call Mountain Telephone for full details on all our Christmas specials, including security systems, surveillance, and our new Wi-Fi Extreme. Merry Christmas from our family to yours.
For over 40 years, Bank of the Mountains has served Morgan and the surrounding counties, working hard to provide our customers with both friendly service and the financial products they need to make their day-to-day life just a little bit easier. As a family-owned bank, we understand that relationships matter, so we appreciate those that have chosen us to be their bank and invite those that haven't to stop by and see us at any of our 3 locations, West Liberty, Index, or Ezell. Local people, local decisions, local commitment. Bank of the Mountains is proud to be a real community bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Right, we're going to get started with our cheese ball, but first, our oven. We're going to open our oven here and pull this delicious ham out as it is done. You can see how that is caramelized. Oh, and that smell, wow. We're going to let it cool for a few minutes. Next, we're going to go ahead and get started on our pineapple cheese ball. And this is kind of a sweet and savory version. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in 2 packs Philadelphia cream cheese. And to that, we're going to add some crushed pineapple, and I have drained this, and we're going to put in the whole entire can. This is a 20-ounce can. Like I said, I drained it. To that, we're going to add about a cup of, this is a sweet onion, but you can use any onion you have. You can use a regular yellow onion. This is kind of where the savory comes in to play. To that, we're going to add a tablespoon of onion powder and a tablespoon of seasoned salt. And I'm going to just kind of turn our mixer on and let that come together a little bit. Now our cream cheese is at room temperature, so you'll want to take that out maybe in the morning before you start making it. All right, and while that's going, we're going to add some more to our cheese ball here. So I'm going to put in some chopped chives. I'm going to put in probably about a tablespoon. Yeah, that'll work. Kind of give our cheese ball that kind of little festive look. All right. And we're also going to add some dill. Now this is fresh dill. If you've got some dried dill in the cabinet, by all means, go ahead and feel free to use it. I'm not going to add as much dill to this because I don't want it to overpower it with dill, and dill's kind of strong. But I just want a little layer of flavor. All right. That is coming together nicely. All right. So what we're going to do, and as you can see, it's just a little bit runny. We're going to kind of make sure we've got everything incorporated. Kind of see what that looks like. We're going to make sure everything in the bottom is being incorporated. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the refrigerator and kind of let it set up for about a half hour. As you can see, that looks so good and the smell is amazing. But we're going to put this in the refrigerator for about a half hour, and then we'll put our cheese ball together. All right. We put our mixture into about 3 cups of chopped pecans to kind of add a little texture to it. And this is a wonderful spread. So basically, you can actually make 2 helpings out of this. Kind of going to form that into a little ball there. All right, just like that. And then you can kind of decorate your board or your plate. Just kind of put some crackers around. And then it's ready to serve. It looks wonderful. And I've got to try just a little bite since it's all laid out here. I've got to try it. That is fantastic. Fantastic. It's a beautiful cheese spread. Form it into a ball. I'm going to finish mixing the rest of this together. Form our other one. And we'll get it laid out. But we're going to get our ham out, we're going to get our eggnog, and then we're going to be ready to have a feast. All right, we have a feast ready. And I want you to take a look at this beautiful orange marmalade glazed ham. That looks incredible. And you can see that got right down in between the layers. And I've just got to have a little bite of this here because I just can't wait. Oh gosh. You can taste the tartness from that orange and that sweetness. That is never make a fine centerpiece for your table, I guarantee it. You can also take the rest of this glaze that's down here in the bottom and kind of dip over it. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. We have our eggnog take a look. You can see that nutmeg, cinnamon. Oh, this is going to be great too. That is so good. And of course we have our wonderful pineapple cheese spread, cheese ball. Take another bite of it. You get the hint of that, the sweetness from the pineapple, and then you get the savory from the chives and the dill and the onion powder, and a little bit of that seasoned salt. Fantastic. I hope that you will make these recipes a part of your holiday traditions. And from all of us at Mountain Telephone, we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful and prosperous New Year. And these recipes can be found at mrtc.com. Have a wonderful evening.
For over 40 years, Bank of the Mountains has served Morgan and the surrounding counties, working hard to provide our customers with both friendly service and the financial products they need to make their day-to-day life just a little bit easier. As a family-owned bank, we understand that relationships matter, so we appreciate those that have chosen us to be their bank and invite those that haven't to stop by and see us at any of our 3 locations, West Liberty, Index, or Ezell. Local people, local decisions, local commitment. Bank of the Mountains is proud to be a real community bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Give the gift of communication and technology for Christmas. Come in and see us at Mountain Telephone and take advantage of our spectacular Christmas deals going on now through December 31st. Sign up for 25 meg broadband or higher and get a Kindle Fire tablet to put under the tree. Subscribe to MTTV's digital plan and get an Echo Dot. Call Mountain Telephone for full details on all our Christmas specials, including security systems, surveillance, and our new Wi-Fi Extreme. Merry Christmas from our family to yours.